Hi everyone. In this video we're going to discuss a common issue in student writing, and that's using the first person. When I talk about the first person, I mean words like I, me, my, we, us, and ours. Think of some of your recent writing. You might have said, I think this policy is effective. My report will discuss the causes of the problem. We can see that the organization made several mistakes. In everyday conversation, there's nothing wrong with this language. There's nothing wrong with writing or speaking in the first person. It's what we always do. But when it comes to academic and professional writing, especially reports, first person can have a damaging impact. It can weaken the tone. It can make the writing sound too personal. And it can distract from the evidence. It can distract from the points that we're making. Reports are not usually about us as the writer. They're about the issue, the evidence, the analysis, the findings, and the recommendations that we're making. So for example, instead of writing something like, I believe the organization failed to manage the risk, we could say something like, the organization failed to manage the risk properly. Or even better, something like, the evidence suggests that the organization failed to manage the risk properly. See how we're talking in the third person? We're talking professional. The revised version is stronger because it moves the focus away from the writer's personal opinion and towards the evidence. Now, this matters not only in college assignments, but also crucially in the workplace. In professional settings, the reports that we write are often used to support decisions. Managers, supervisors, executives, regulators, investigators, and other clients rely on written reports to decide what action should be taken. If the writing sounds too personal, it can reduce the perceived objectivity of the report. For example, imagine a workplace report says, I think the employee failed to follow the correct procedure. Well, that sounds like a personal view, doesn't it? That sounds like a personal opinion. A stronger version could be, the available evidence indicates that the employee did not follow the correct procedure. See what we're doing there? We're sounding more professional, more balanced, and crucially, more defensible. In the workplace, first-person writing can create several problems. First, it can make findings sound subjective. A report should not sound like it's based on our own opinion. It should show that conclusions are based on evidence, on facts, records, perhaps interviews, observations, or other forms of analysis. Secondly, first-person writing can reduce professionalism. A sentence such as, I think this process is insufficient, may be true, but it sounds informal. A better version would be, the process is inefficient because it creates delays, duplication, and unnecessary approvals. Thirdly, first-person writing can create accountability issues. In workplace reports, especially in compliance, investigations, security, and audit, reports may be reviewed by senior leaders, legal teams, regulators, or external parties. Personal language can make the report appear less objective and therefore less reasoned. Fourth, it can weaken recommendations. Compare these two examples, for example. I recommend that management update the policy. And management should update the policy to improve consistency and reduce operational risk. Just think about the two for a minute. Well, the second version is stronger because it explains the action and it explains the reason. It's the why, it's the so what. This is one of the key differences between student writing and professional report writing. In the workplace, writing needs to be clear, objective, and decision-focused. Consider this useful rule. Use first person when tasks ask for personal reflection. Avoid first person when the task asks for analysis, findings, or conclusions or recommendations. For example, if the assignment asks you to reflect on your own learning, it may be appropriate to write, I learned that my communication style affects how I work in teams. But if you're writing a formal report, it's usually better to write effective communication is important because it improves coordination, reduces misunderstandings, and supports team performance. The goal is not to remove your thinking from the assignment. Your thinking's still there, your argument's still there, your analysis is still there, but it's presented in a much more professional way. So going forward, before submitting a report or assignment, search the document for words such as I, me, my, we, our. Then ask yourself, does this sentence need to focus on me, or should it focus on the evidence? In most formal writing, the evidence should be the focus. So, key takeaway, avoiding the first person helps your writing sound more objective, more professional, more credible. It keeps the reader focused on the issue, not the writer. It also prepares you for the workplace. Reports that you write will be formal, and they'll influence real decisions, policies, and investigations. A strong report writing style is not about saying, I think this matters. It's about showing the reader why it matters.